Eighth race, the Glen Garnsey Memorial, Grade 3 of the 3-year-old pacing fillies. It's sponsored by the Diamond Creek Farm, worth $241,000. The Glen Garnsey, a staple here at the Red Mile, an overflow field of 12. They're on gate. And they're off and pacing. Looks good, and Lulu left out from the far outside. Champagne Room also goes sprinting out at the pylons as they work into the opening turn. Unreasonable is in search of a good early spot. Moving on to the third, it's Champagne Room, who takes advantage of her inside position. She's out for the early lead. Unreasonable is their track against second. Found was able to dive up into the third spot, but looks good, and Lulu still parked wide there, looking to drive in front of Baird, who come out racing in fifth. Rodeo Drive Deo caught a tough early spot. She's on the outside sixth. The quarter was 27-1. Phase is up at the outside as seventh, with the last Martini pinned out at the inside. Caviar Delight to the outer flow is 3 times better as Say's ground out at the inside. West Winds to the outside 11th, and the back marker is Rose. They move across the backstretch. Looks good, and Lulu is now worked up and clear of Champagne Room. Rodeo Drive Deo has been at every step, and El Miller presses onto the outside. Rodeo Drive Deo is up to engage for the lead. Past the half here to picked up 53-4, 26-3 in the second stanza. Rodeo Drive Deo takes over from Looks Good and Lulu. Champagne Room continues to track down at the inside as Faze was left uncovered. She continues to work up at the outside fourth. Caviar Delight tracks that move up second over fifth. Unreasonable has been shuffled back down at the inside. Third over, moving up at the outer flow. West Winds as they move towards the top of the stretch. Rodeo Drive Deo, the favorite, clings to a short lead off 3/4, 120-1. Rodeo Drive Deo at the top of the stretch of the Glen Garnsey. Faze continues to dial up the pressure. Off cover, here comes Caviar Delight. West Wind starts to throttle up. Moving out of between fillies, here's Unreasonable, who bursts to the scene. It's wide open here in deep stretch. Unreasonable is charging hard down the sitter. Here's Unreasonable and Marcus Miller with Looks Good and Lulu down at the inside. Unreasonable is up to win it. From Looks Good and Lulu, Found finished third. Barrett was late on the scene, fourth, and 147-4.
There was action there, John, from the word go in this overflow field of 12. Rodeo Drive Deo, tough trip. Never really saw a set of pylons there. Looks Good and Lulu made that backside blitz. 3/4 and 120-1 after letting Rodeo Drive Deo go, and it was Unreasonable, who I thought was shuffled at one point.
Yeah, and again, she had clear racetrack at the head of the lane there, and she was able to flaunt that late kick that she's got. But I tell you what, our top selection race, Super, Jess, Looks Good and Lulu, made a few moves in that effort, and it was a pretty big mile. But Unreasonable, she's been a filly right there, and she's always a threat late in the mile. And when those panels set up, I know Marcus was licking his chops.
There was a trio of Brett Pelling horses, Beret, Found, and Phase. They're going to round out the third, fourth, and fifth spot there. Those 3 horses put up some good efforts as well.
Yeah, and some tough trips there as well. Phase with a tough trip, but that was a really, really good effort there. But, obviously Rodeo Drive Dale was the one who took all the support, as you mentioned. Tough trip, but, raced 2 heats in Delaware, came here with a tough trip. And the trips get tough in an overflow field because you can't get those holes as quickly as you'd like.
Curious to see what the final odds were on Unreasonable. She's been racing consistently well. 6 wins from those 11 starts. She just got gunned down by Champagne Room last week. And she's going to pick up the win here this afternoon in the Glen Garnsey Memorial for the 3-year-old Pilly Pacers. 147-4. Marcus Miller, Irv Miller, Unreasonable.
3:10.67 unofficial. The race 8. 3:10.67 is unofficial. Returning trackside for the winner's presentation, this is Unreasonable.